What's going on, everybody? I'm just giving this a second for everything to kind of catch up, and the chat's at least working for me. I know that, um, and I have a lot to talk about tonight. I actually made a whole list. I typed it up in a little Word document or whatever. Uh, Quite a lot has happened this week. This past 7 days. Um, Good to see everybody. Don says, "Is that a Fluval Flex 57?" I have that one with my shrimp in it. It's a Fluval C. Um, it's not. I don't know if it's. It might be the same thing as a Flex, but it was called a Fluval C, and it's a 14 and a half gallon. Um, it's actually a saltwater tank that I used to keep saltwater, and then at least a year ago I converted it to freshwater, just because I enjoy freshwater more. Uh, Good to see everybody in the chat already. So I wasn't here last Friday. I didn't do a live stream. I originally planned on doing a live stream, but I had some stuff come up. And what was going on last week was Havana got sick. Not really sure officially what it was, but she's doing much better now. The backstory on that was roughly 2 weeks ago, she stopped eating breakfast here and there, which I just figured she's getting old, so she would just stay in bed. So usually I get up in the morning, I'm like, breakfast, and then the dogs hop up, they run out to the kitchen, I feed them, that's kind of like the routine. A couple weeks ago, she stopped really getting up in the morning. I'm like, you know what, she's getting old, she'd just rather stay in bed. I can't knock her for that. But last week, she stopped eating breakfast and dinner. She wouldn't eat at all. Um, and then that hit 3 days in a row of not eating anything. And the thing that was getting worrisome about it was I didn't know she was drinking either because I'm at work. Typically, when she's 100%, I don't see her drink until like after dinner. I'm sure she drinks during the day. Actually, I know she drinks during the day because I can watch the bowl go down a lot, the water bowl. Um, but the dogs share a water bowl, so I don't really know if it's one or the other drinking. But she wasn't drinking or eating for a few days, so I took her to the vet on Friday, and that was um, a whole experience in itself because all the vets around here are super busy. I guess one of the vets shut down, and that overloaded like all the other vets. And now that Ohio's out of its mask regulations, like all of its stuff's done, everybody that put off taking their dogs for their yearly checkups and stuff like that, they're all doing it right now. So I was the soonest appointment I could schedule was 3 weeks out, but they said, well, if she hasn't been eating for days, you can't wait 3 weeks. So I was like, cool. Like, when can I come in? The thing was, you had to call and get a same day appointment when they opened, and they only had limited spots. So the next day, I called at like 9:15. They opened at 9. At 9:15, all their slots were already filled. So what they said was I had to call back the next day, and I was like, man, like it's not easy trying to get your dog in that hasn't been eating for days. If it was like a couple of days, it's not a big deal. But everybody that knows Havana knows she is very food motivated. She is a hog. So when she's not eating, something's wrong. Um, Luckily, I messaged my friend. She's a vet tech at a different vet, just asking her questions about if there's anything I can do, if she had any ideas. And she said, let me call my doctor, who she works for. I'll message you back. 2 minutes later, she said, all right, come in tomorrow at like 1 o'clock. So she got me right in, and it's a new vet, so I didn't know how that was going to go, but everything was great. Super awesome vet. It's like 3 times as far away as my normal vet, but I'm going to go there from now on just because everybody was great. So the vet looked at her and they said she looked completely fine. They didn't see anything wrong with her because, like, not eating, it could be serious end, could be like kidney disease, liver disease, could be something like a tooth is bothering her and she doesn't want to eat the dog food because it could be hurting her tooth. But they said they can't find anything wrong with her. Everything looked good. They think that she might have stressed out about something. And the only thing I know that happened last week was one of the smoke detector batteries went low and it started beeping. And it beeped once, maybe twice. And I've never heard it since. And I have replacement batteries for it, but I've been kind of just like waiting to see like if that was really what was going on. I don't know, but she's back to eating. She's not really eating breakfast that much, but she's eating dinner like she used to, so that's good. Um, Matt says, now I feel like a jerk for nagging on you for not going live. Hope she feels 100% soon. Yeah, I think she's pretty much there. You know, she's randomly not eating breakfast, but you know, when she wakes up in the morning, she just kind of like looks at me and just like puts her head back like she just wants to sleep. So, you know, I think she's just getting to that age where she likes the bed more than food. But she's eating dinner every night, so we're doing good there. Aquatics, good to see you. Your order shipped out today. Thank you. She should bounce back. But yeah. So, anyways, that was one of the things I was going to actually mention at the end. So I kind of made a flow chart of what I want to talk about because there's quite a bit of stuff tonight, which has not been the normal for me. But I feel like if I write everything down, I do better. So I'm gonna cross that off my list. But let's talk about fish things first, outside of Havana. But I got new products this week, and she just heard my name because I can see her out of the corner of my eye. She's staring at me, her tail's wagging, so she thinks I'm going to offer her a treat. But she heard me. So, anyways, I got new products this week, and I'm just going to go right into them and show you guys what they are. I still have to like they're in boxes, so I have to get everything out. But the first up is cholla wood, and I hope I said that right, cholla. Um, these are great for shrimp tanks. I don't know how well this is showing up for you guys. This is from Arizona. Um, this is not like imported. I know exactly where this stuff's coming from. I know the guy who goes out and hand cuts this stuff. These are pressure washed. They're not sandblasted. There's three variants. There's natural, pressure washed, and sandblasted. Sandblasted, they look. I mean, honestly, they look like kind of like the end, really bright brown. I like the pressure wash because it looks more natural. I prefer pressure wash over uh, just straight up natural because it knocks off any kind of loose dirt, grime, gravel, anything like that. These will probably sell. I'm guessing somewhere around the $2 to $3 range. They're 6 inches in length, and the diameters all kind of vary. It's all natural, so there's a little bit of variance in diameters, but I'm hoping I'll be able to get it to around like two. What was that? That was a weird noise. $2 to $3. Under $3 is my goal. The second product was actually you guys already know about is the Pleco Caves. Uh, these guys, I mentioned this the last live stream, so it would have been like 2 weeks ago. These are on the website already. People have been buying them, so thank you. Going back to the shrimp thing, another 614 botanical. This is stinging nettles, nettle leaves. So this is a great shrimp food. This is just raw leaves. There's nothing added to make it like a shrimp food. But this is what people feed their shrimp. So this will be on the website along with the cholla wood. And this is the bag. I don't know. The leaves are so light, there's no way I can really measure this. So I'm just going to do pictures, and I basically just stuffed this little baggie full, and I don't know how to really market that other than maybe I'll put a quarter next to it and be like, this is about how much you get, because I tried to weigh it on my scale and it didn't even pick up the weight of them, so the scale's not super accurate. So going right down the line, Northfin Community Flake Food. I have a tub of it. It's actually back behind this fish tank. I don't have it out here to show you. I brought it in as a tub size to see how it does. That sounds weird that I would bring in the big size versus like a bag of it. Um, but the tub size was the best bang for the buck for money for you guys, and it's going to be great for people with multiple fish tanks. I do believe, and let me double check. I think that's already on the website. I think I did that this week. Um, food, fish food, Northfin. Yes, it's on the website. So it's a 350 gram tub. It's $31.99 for the tub of it. And here comes Havana. She's trying to get some food now, I'm sure. You knew I was talking about you. But yeah, that's on the website. And I will get to the chat here in a second, too. Going down the list, trumpet pods. This will be a new thing in the 614 Botanicals. I'll probably be doing. So there's different sizes. This is like the small ones, and then there's ones that are a little bit bigger. So I'm going to have to kind of sort them out and see how I'm going to sell them, because I'd like to sell two, but if you got two of this size and you got two of the jumbo sizes, somebody's going to be angry. So I'm going to have to kind of sort them out and mix them up. But I'm hoping I can do like two of these in a package. But these are trumpet pods. These are botanical. So if you're doing a biotope, or if you're doing like a shrimp tank, a betta tank, botanicals are really good for those. But trumpet pods are new, and this just needs bagged. I just have them loose right here for pictures. Acorn caps. So I'm sold out of the sawtooth acorn caps, and I can't get them right now. But I have regular acorn caps. So that's another thing. I gotta do pictures and get them on the website. So that's another botanical. And then the other botanical, which this is the last one, so if you're getting bored, is the shingle oak leaves. So they're very like skinny and long leaves. But that's the other botanical that will be going on the website. Oh, instant brine shrimp. So you guys know I've been using that. I feel like it's been a couple months now, and everything's been going great with it. So this weekend, not tomorrow. I got family plans tomorrow for 4th of July celebration, but Sunday I will be bottling um, the instant baby brine, and that will go on the website as well. So there's a lot of products going on the website this weekend. So that's it for like the product stuff. Let's move on to other fishy things. And the first thing I got is about couple empty tanks. That's what it says, couple empty tanks. I sold out some fish, and those tanks are currently empty. And what I'm doing is leaving them empty and trying to figure out the direction of the fish room. What I want to do is, honestly, I want to get rid of my 29-gallon fish tanks, and I want to get rid of my 55-gallon fish tanks, and I want to switch the fish tanks that are in there around to my first rack system, the one where the water storage tanks up top, all those tanks sit sideways. I want to go back to that. I want to go, instead of looking in the small end of a fish tank and looking through the length of it, I want to see the length up front, and I want to do either all 20 longs, or I might try to do like a 33 long, or a what do they call it? I think it's like called like a 40 long. It's not a 40 breeder, but it's basically 4-foot long tanks is what I want to go to. You could be like, well, the 55s are 4-foot long. I don't want tall tanks. I want short tanks. So those like 33, I think it's a 33. They're 4 foot by like 12 inches by 16 inches. So I want like long tanks, and I want them sideways so that way I can see everything, and everything I want to. I got some notes here of everything I want to do. Fully automatic water changes. Get rid of the water barrels because that frees up a bunch of room. and hopefully that frees up me flooding my fish room all the time. I do it way too much, too often, more than I should. So I want to switch to just straight automatic water changes, no water storage. I do want to lessen the fish species, and by that is I only want fish that I'm breeding or that are hobbyist bred by you guys. And that just reminded me, squirrel. Somebody contacted me this past week or so about mailing me some of their fish. They bought, I think it was some mollies, and they were breeding like crazy for them. And I think their local fish store won't take them. So they asked if I would take them. I said, if you can mail them to me, I would. I got to email them back like how to ship fish, um, because they never done it. And mollies in general don't interest me, but being that they're a hobbyist bred, especially by somebody that watches the channel, that's something maybe I can sell them for five for a couple bucks or something, and get this subscribers fish out to other subscribers. It'd be kind of cool. But what I really want to do is just go to specifically in-house bred fish or locally bred fish. And it seems like the longer I've been doing this YouTube channel, the more and more local people are finding me and saying like, "Hey, I'm breeding a bunch of fish." So I think what's happening is people are breeding all these fish, and then they just can't get rid of them. Nobody um, wants to or has the time or the knowledge to set up a website and ship fish across the country. A lot of them just don't want to deal with that of having to have heat packs, cold packs, oxygen tanks, breather bags, shipping bags, rubber bands, the whole 9 yards. And yeah, this coffee is good. It's a new coffee. I'm not scrolling right now. I'm just pausing on the fish talk, if you believe that or not. But this coffee it's a K cup. It's like donut. You know how they have like the donut store coffee is what they label it as. Um, I don't even remember the brand. It's not like a name brand. It's like from a local grocery store. It's kind of like their house brand, which is I'm sure made by one of the bigger companies and just rebranded, but it's pretty good. It said it was like mild and nutty, and I'm sure Matt is going to say something about that, or Haley or whoever, but it's pretty good. A Squirrel Coffee Company, Becky. I think I mentioned everything about the fish room, about getting rid of the storage tanks, switching to long tanks instead of the short end. My time's up, and you're giving me more content. Your time's up. You gotta leave. Well, Matt, you suck for having to leave. All right, I'm gonna hop in the chat for a minute before I go on to the next topic. Maybe. Let me see where we're at. Oh, Haley. She said, "Did you send me those root tabs?" I didn't even think about that. Um, I will mail you some. Remind me Sunday. I'll send you some root tabs. I didn't even think about it. Matt is talking about my big wood. I need some blue shrimp. There's actually you guys have heard this on the website. If you're looking for a certain product, whether it's fish, food, accessories, whatever, if it's out of stock, there's a click to uh, let me know when something's in stock. It's on the right side of the screen. It's a blue box. It says notify when available. Blue Dream Shrimp are the most requested item I have right now. I just I'm waiting on the numbers in the tank to get higher. I oversold the tank. I didn't really over. Well, I guess I oversold it but I knew to stop. I was like, all right, I need to stop so I have a good colony going. Well, the colony hasn't really been productive recently. I'm seeing some babies here and there, but they're just not pumping out. So it's almost kind of like an old tank syndrome, I think, going on. So what I really should try to do is, maybe start doing some heavy water changes. Not heavy, but doing some water changes more often, and start adding a bunch of calcium to really get them going. With the water changes, if I start doing more, because these tanks, I don't do that many water changes because they're so heavily planted. But if I do a bunch of water changes, I can feed them heavy. It seems like if you can pump them full of food and calcium, that's really what gets them going. That looks like a bag of something you should not be selling. I don't know what you're talking about. Oddball Aquatics. Matt F dropped the fish plants and supplies at 614fish.com. That is correct. Take 10% off by using the code YouTube at checkout. Oh, and then I think I saw Chevy Fish in here. I don't know who else was looking for them. The small wonder shells. This has been emailed to me a few times about when those are coming back in stock. They've been out of stock for months, months, and that's the number one seller as far as wonder shells go. I have 3 cases coming, guys. They went in stock this week, so that's something I didn't even write down because that just happened yesterday. I just ordered them yesterday. I did the expedited shipping, which means it still will take a week to get here, but I have 3 cases coming. So if anybody's been holding out on the 3 pack of Wonder Shells, I'm hoping they'll be here this coming week. Are you sure those are for fish tanks? I think so. I'm, I think it is. Full pot of coffee. I've been so tired at night these last few months where it's like I struggle to stay awake. I get home from work. I'm so tired. So I just gotta have my coffee. I feel like I have to have the coffee to keep me going. Mrs. Mellowhead with a $10 super chat. It says, with love from Pickle and Freya, and obviously the Mellowhead family. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Pickle and Freya. I can't help but laugh because my coworker, who's actually my next door neighbor at work, so I'm a technician. The rack right next to me, my coworker, his daughter's name is Freya. So now I think of Pickle and Freya. I got axolotls and my buddy's daughter going through my head. Oh, that's a good one, Matt. So Matt said to get your comment noticed easier by Steven, type at SC Aquatics. It will highlight it for him. And that is 100% true, and I do appreciate when you guys tag me. So that way I can see it easier. I'm on my 4th pot of coffee for the day. I get it. That's a lot of coffee. Chevy Fish says it was me. Okay, well, Chevy Fish, I told you that I made a liar of myself because I told you I didn't know when those would come in, and I honestly didn't think they would ever come back in and into stock, but I got notified yesterday that they were in stock, and I ordered 3 cases of them. So hopefully that lasts me longer than a couple days. Jupiter One says I picked out 5 blue dreams from my local fish store. I found one dead. I have seen some babies, so fingers crossed. So with any shrimp, and the local fish store could be buying those locally, or they could be buying them from a wholesaler, which they're imported if they're a wholesaler. Um, you typically you're going to see shrimp loss. Shrimp, they can be stressed out from moving from a wholesaler to a local fish store to your house. But if you got babies, that's a great sign that everything will be okay in the long run. When people are trying to set up a colony, the problem with blue shrimp is they're expensive, and they're a hot commodity, but they are expensive. So it's hard to tell people how many, especially with fish, telling people how many they should buy, because it just comes across like you're a salesman trying to make them spend more money. And from my experience from when I first got into the shrimp hobby, I started with 10. I bought a 10 pack of red cherry shrimp. That was my first shrimp, was a 10 pack. And I think I had, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 of them die off in the first few weeks. And half of them I never saw because it was a planted tank, so I didn't see them half the time. When I started my Blue Dreams, I started with 20, and that was expensive to start with 20 of them. And I had greater success. Yes, I still because let's say you lose 10%, which if you buy a 10 pack, it's only one, so maybe that's not a great number. Let's say you could lose up to 30%, so you could lose three out of 10 is what you could lose just from stress or whatever. Maybe they get shot from water parameter change. Um, but 30%. So when I knew up with the blue ones, I was buying them to breed them to sell them. 20 was like the magic number. It was, uh, I feel like the best size colony to get going. I knew I had a ton of females, and within, I mean, just a couple of weeks, there was babies everywhere, and within a month or two, there was a ton of them, and that's where I made decent money. I had a ton of these blue dreams. I was selling them, but the problem was I started getting this like roller coaster going. Like I had all these babies. I'm like, all right, let's sell them, but everybody was buying them. It was a really it was a good time for me, like breeding for a profit. I was making a ton of money off of them, but next thing I know, I sold out. I was like, all right, I need to stop selling this colony, and I haven't had them in months and months now. So it's kind of like made a ton of money, and right now I'm at the bottom of the roller coaster, not making anything off of them. Very expensive. My local fish store was $12.99 each, so I only bought 5. Yeah, they're super expensive, and that's why I understand when people buy 5. So it's tough when, especially at $13 a piece, that if one dies, there's $13. Two dies, there's another 13. So yeah, it's. I would feel bad for telling you, be like, yeah, go buy 20 of them. You gotta buy 20, and be like, oh, are they spending over $200 on these shrimp? Like, that's a lot of money. And to be honest, I don't even know what I had mine listed at the last time I sold them. 5 for 35. 10 for 60. So that's $6 a piece. All right, where am I at? And then sorry, and then 20 pack for 100, so that's $5 a piece. So $5 was the cheapest I was selling them. My F says help support Steven by hitting that join button and becoming a member. If you want to help support the channel and everything I'm trying to do, then yeah, you can become a member, get a little bit extra content. I don't guarantee anything because my life is so squirrely. Squirrel aquatics, that I could tell you I'm doing one thing and it'll never happen, or tell you something will never happen and will happen. Case in point tonight with Chevy Fish and telling her that I'll never have the 3 pack of Wonder Shells again, and now I got 3 cases coming. I don't know if you guys can hear the background. I don't know if the microphone picks up stuff like that, but Charlotte's barking. She's got that high pitched, that really annoying bark. Van's got that loud, like, I'm a bad A dog, right? And then Van or Charlotte barks, and it's like, stop it, Toto. and share the stream out. Yes. Oh, Matt. Matt, I'm glad you're here because my brain's always scrambled during these. What he does guarantee for membership is 15% off your website orders. That is what I do. So if you're a member, you get 15% off the website, whatever you order. That pays for your membership every month. If you order once, it pays for your membership. Um, Mrs. Melhead says she can't hear herself. I know. That's why I say it's like she can't hear how annoying she sounds. I think if she could hear herself, she would be embarrassed. Mr. Mellowhead said, I still need to get your bucket and filter back to you. Just remembered it. Sorry. No problem, man. I'm in no rush for the bucket and filter. I will want it back, but I'm good right now. I don't plan on traveling for, I love her bark. You tell her it's fine. It's so high pitched. Alright, so let me get back to my list. I wanted to talk about the hobby. Does it seem like people are slowing down as far as YouTubers? Myself, I noticed that, this summer I've not done as nearly as much content as I've done over the past couple years. And I feel like it's just, there's a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, um, you know, outside of the fish hobby going on, but also kind of like I always find myself with any hobby. It's not just fish hobbies, but I find myself kind of on a roller coaster of interest. Um, Matt says slowing down. I added 4 more tanks in the last 2 weeks. I mean, like as far as YouTube, um, some of the larger channel, not large channels, but like the fish fam channels. I saw, was it King and Queen Cichlids shut down their fish room? Now they're doing photography. Um, but anyways, I just think of myself in general with any hobby. It's like I get super into it, and then like it peaks, and then I lose my interest, and then I usually find some other hobby. I go full bore into that hobby until I lose interest, and I do something else. And I find with the fish hobby, it's like every winter's I think when my peak goes up because I'm not doing car stuff out in the out in the garage or um, doing whatever. So like my first like a hobby 2 years ago was the boat thing. I was real into my boat, doing all the boat stuff, and then I haven't touched my boat since 2 summers ago. I didn't touch it at all last year. It's been wrapped up. Um, so there was the boat hobby, and then there was the car hobby. Put all this work into the car, and then I didn't touch it for 2 or 3 years. Then I got the car back, put some work into it, haven't touched it. So I feel like I go through, just these ups and downs, and the same thing with the fish room. And I noticed yesterday when I got home for lunch, I walked in the fish room, and I was looking at the tanks. I'm like, man, I really just wanted to get rid of the wholesale look with all the tanks just like packed as many as I can, and going to display tank. And the picture of the stream of the CPD tank is really what's changing my mind of the route I want to go, because I really enjoy just watching that tank. That's my favorite tank right now. It's a 14 gallon. It's got CPDs in it, and it's got Barbados Cories in it, the baby fry from the ones I spawned. Um, and I can sit there. And what's nice about that tank, it's 3-sided, and it's on an island in my kitchen. So if I'm in the kitchen, I can see it. If I'm at like the bar, I can see it. If I'm out in the family room, I can see that tank. And I just sit there and I stare at it, and I'm like, it's just Christmas moss and some driftwood. That's all that's in that tank, and well, there's some Java fern. And I just love that tank. I love watching it. I do need to go in there and trim the Christmas moss back. It's starting to really take over everything. There's 3 pieces of wood in there. You can only see like 2 right now because it's just growing everywhere. I just want to like trim it back. But I don't know. I find myself really just staring at that tank a lot. And same thing with this tank. Like I'm sad that the Parkinsonite rainbows are gone, But I'm so glad I did do that because I love this tank even more now with the Vienna guppies. And I don't know if you guys can see right here, I got Blackbeard algae going on. I'm surprised no one's mentioned anything about it yet. And there's a reason why there's Blackbeard algae going on. Not that I put it in there, but because I want to do a video on how to remove it. And I want to make it kind of like a fun video. And you guys are watching this, I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with a pill. So I'm just going to take one of these, the gel capsules that I was doing the root tab testing in. I'm just going to put calcium in it so you can actually see, because these are clear. And I'm going to start the video off with, you know, kind of like an advertisement, like, oh, you got Blackbeard algae, you want to get rid of it? Just drop this pill in, drop it in, and then I'll do a cut to like after I clean the tank and the Blackbeard algae's gone. Be like, yeah, it only took 5 minutes. Be like, no, that's not how that works. With Blackbeard algae, you can use hydrogen peroxide. You can also use liquid carbon, which I'm actually testing that right now. And I just read about that tonight, that you can use liquid carbon, which I sell this on the website. This is from Nilo Aquatics. This is Enhance. It's an algicide. It's supposed to take care of algae. I found a website, not his website, a different website, a Planet Tank website, or forum, maybe it was a forum. They said use liquid carbon, and that will help kill it. So I was like, man, like most people say use hydrogen peroxide and spot treat it to kill it, which I know that works. I've never done it myself, but I know that works. So I'm trying the liquid carbon. I'm going to let it go for a few days and see if I notice anything. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. But the way I've always gotten rid of Blackbeard algae is to physically remove it. So the video is going to start off because people are going to be like, oh, I just got by a pill. Like, that's super easy. No, you got to put in some work. So I'm letting this thing go. I saw it well over a month ago. I saw it forming on a dead leaf of a plant. I could have just removed that leaf, but a month ago I was like, man, this could be a good video. But, you know, there's only a little bit. Let's go for, like, holy crap, look how crappy this tank looks vibe. And have that little pill and have people like, wow, that's crazy. But then be like, no, put in the work. The best way from that I've had is to just remove it. It's kind of on the back glass, and it almost kind of like, I don't know how well it's shown up. To me, it looks like plecos because there's kind of like a round spot on the glass, and then the beard is kind of flowing in the current, so it looks like tails. And at first, when I first like noticed it, I thought there was a bunch of plecos on the back. But anyways, I'm going to show how to remove it the easy way, nothing crazy, and how to help prevent it. Oh, Matt, your pleco's out. You won't. Wait a minute, I was going to say you won't be able to see it, but I can show you Matt's pleco. Flip. There's Matt's pleco. He's looking good. If I can get the focus. So there's Papa. There's little dude. I don't know if it's going to be a male or female. Kind of fun is in here. It's awesome. It's probably at least 50 fry, 50 to 100, which is good. So if they keep going like they're going, I'm going to lower the price on them. Man, my camera's all crazy. Because the supply will be up. I'm not going on price gouge when I have like hundreds of them. He called it my pleco. Well, you said you wanted it. And I think you said at any cost. So I don't know. Has anybody ever sold a brilliant bristlenose pleco for $1,000? No, I'm kidding. It's a baby. It is. And what's cool is like, so there's super red. There's baby super reds in there, and they're putting on some size now. Like they're substantial growth. Like I could see them growing. The first few weeks they were so small, really didn't change in size. But now, like over the last probably week and a half, it's like cool. They're putting on some size now finally. They start off so almost albino, very pale looking. and then now they're starting to put on some of that super red color. Um, the brilliant bristlenose, from like 2 weeks out, he had his spots. Like, it was crazy how soon that they have their spots. And he basically looked like a miniature little itty bitty uh, adult. So they're doing good. Sounds like the fish garage isn't going to happen. Um, Probably not. I I'm I keep going back and forth. I scroll on the fish garage. It'd be super awesome. It'd be really. I'll just say it'll be badass. The problem is I keep scrolling about. Do I want to stay in this house forever? Even if I don't stay in the house forever, it's a big deal to convert the garage into a fish room. Mainly because I want to put the fish tank in the wall, and I just there's just this part in back of me just says sell my house, buy a nice like camper trailer, and live at my buddy's farm, the horse farm, because this is what I was going to do a year ago. I already had it worked out with them, like where I was going to sleep, because they already had a camper trailer. It was really small for me and the two dogs. So with the amount of money I would make off this house, I could like buy a brand new, like really nice trailer. Um, but live in a trailer for like a year and just try to bank as much money as possible. So the thing is, I could sell my house, make a ton of money, but the housing market is so hot that all the money I would make, I would immediately have to sink into a down payment on a new house because everything's inflated. So the goal would be is to like live as I don't want to say as cheap as possible, live cheaper than I'm living now, save that money, and then buy property, move my trailer to my property, continue to live there, saving money, and then I really want my dream is to have like at least 5 acres and do a barn dominium. I really want a barn dominium. Um, yeah, that's what I want to do. But I don't know. That's a big that's a big thing to do. I did get a new truck last night, kind of like expectedly, kind of not expectedly. My lease was up, so I like leasing. I am a mechanic, and I hate working on my own vehicles. I like the reliability of a new vehicle. I know I don't have to mess with it if something breaks on it. The GMC dealership has to fix it. I get a loaner or whatever, and well, to be honest, this will be my third GMC, and I've never had to have a loaner. And in fact, I've never had anything go wrong on them. The only thing I've ever done to them is oil changes. Um, is that a true statement? I think that's a true statement. I haven't had anything ever go wrong on my trucks. Um, you said you were going to get something new, but we're planning on going smaller. I did go smaller, and I tried to go even smaller than I did. So here's what happened with the truck situation. I had a full size Sierra pickup truck. It was 2018, 4 door, V8. Loved the truck. It was a great truck, no problems, but the lease was up. The problem with the truck market right now is just like the housing market. It's stupid high. Trucks are selling for over MSRP. When I bought my truck, well, when I leased it, I got it for like $14,000 to $16,000 under MSRP. Um, so I knew that I was going to be in trouble trying to get another truck. I wanted to get into an SUV, a small SUV, and I wanted to realistically be cheaper on payment, but it's just not realistic right now because everybody's having troubles not selling cars but getting cars to sell. Our Subaru dealer, there was 2 cars out in the front lot this morning, which is not good. So they're pretty much out of cars. So same story with trucks. So yesterday we were really slow at work. It was like 3 o'clock. I'm like, hey, the GMC dealer's right across the street. We're slow. There's a no work list. I'm gonna just run across the street because I need to talk to him because my truck lease is up. I go in there. I say, hey, my truck lease is coming up. I want to see what my options are. I'm looking to get into an SUV. They show me this Buick, and they're like, "What do you think about the Buick?" And I'm like, "Well, to be honest, when I think of Buick, I think of an old person. If you have a Buick, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you. It's just that's what I think of. I'm a car guy. When I think of a Buick, I mean, granted, there's a Buick Grand National from the '80s, which was super badass. Um, but in general, when I think of a Buick, I think of big, very comfortable to drive cars, but old people, right? It's kind of like Lincoln Town cars. So they have this new SUV. I go check it out. It's really nice. It's sharp looking outside. The interior is nice. It's a. It's not the smallest SUV they have. It's like the step up. It's I don't know, like a size of a Honda CRV. Be the best thing I can compare it to. I was like, yeah, this interests me. So they're like, all right, let's go run the numbers. So the sales the saleswoman that I was working with came back from the finance department. She said, "Yeah, so you're going to want to get into another truck because the numbers on the SUV are crazy." She said the trucks are still cheaper because the residual values are so high right now. It's like, really? Like, even over MSRP, it's cheaper than these like SUVs? She's like, "Yeah." So she's like, what do you want in a truck?" I was like, "Leather because the dog's footprints and mud. It's easy with leather to wipe off. Uh, Heated seats, which pretty much all the leather trucks have that, and I was like, a good stereo." So she pulls up this truck, and I walk out. I'm like, this is a really high end truck. So it was a diesel. It was a 4 door, like full size 4 doors, because my 4 door truck had like the smaller rear doors, which was fine for the dogs, but this one was like the bigger doors. Um, had the crazy tailgate on it. Had cooled seats because mine didn't have that. I had heated seats and steering wheel. This one was that, but had cooled seats. Had crazy, like, it was really a nice truck. And I was like, this looks expensive. She's like, oh, it's probably not that bad. She's like, here's the keys, go drive it. I drove it. I'm like, man, this thing is nice. I love this truck. I love the interior. The interior was a two color. It was like a brown and kind of a grayish cream color. It wasn't gray. It wasn't cream. It was. I don't know. It looked nice. It looked really nice. It drove really nice. Um, so I get back and I was like, "What's the?" She came walking up with the number. She's like, "Here's your new truck." I was like, "Oh, like, am I really about to get this really nice truck for what I'm paying now?" No, it was like $200 more a month. I'm like, I'm not trying to spend more money than I'm already am. I'm trying to spend the same or less. It was $200 more a month. I'm like, nope, sorry. Like, I loved that truck. It was awesome. I was like, nope, can't do it. So long story short, I didn't get a Sierra. I did go smaller, but it is a truck. I got the Canyon. It's the mid-sized truck. It's a 4 door. It's a crew cab long bed. I got the AT4, which is the all-terrain 4 model. So it's got like the off-road tires and crap. Um, it's a nice truck. I do like the Sierras better. I think the Sierra just I like the full-size trucks. But this is a nice truck. It looks really nice. The color, it's white. It's got like black door handles, black mirrors. The grill's kind of like a gunmetal color. Like, it's a really nice truck. Um, I've only had it for 24 hours right now. At the 24-hour mark, would I buy one? No, I would not buy one. I would definitely lease one, but I would not buy one. Um, just because I think the Sierra's better. The Sierra's more comfortable. The seats are really stiff in the Canyon. Um, but the lease was a smidge cheaper, like $6 cheaper. But here's the bonus: because the truck values were so high right now, I leased the truck, and when I traded it in, the residual value was higher than they originally estimated. So they gave me 6 grand in equity to put on that new truck. 6 grand, like, people always say like leases are a waste of money, whatever. I got done and they owed me money from I did my monthly payments for the last 3 years. I got done, they owed me money because the truck values were so high. So that was awesome. But now I'm in a new truck. I've had it for 26 hours. That's how long I've had that truck. It's got 32 miles on it, which I've only put maybe 10 on it. But yeah. GB, good to see you. Planet Tanks, good to see you. I'm try to go through the chat. Wait, mechanics work on their own vehicles since when? I hate working on my own vehicles. Working on cars for a living ruined my car hobby. I used to be 130% into working on my own car, and now it's just like, I don't want to do it. That was like probably the 2 or 3 year mark into working at BMW is when I really kind of fell out of wanting to work on my own car. And then once I started leasing, this is my 5th lease, I think. I leased 2 BMWs, and this is my 3rd GMC. I just like leasing. I like being in a new vehicle every 3 years or 2 years, depending on the lease, and not having to worry about fixing anything. I never have to buy tires because I don't put enough mileage on them to wear them out. So all I do is, I pay for the lease, but all I do is put gas in them. I've never even bought wiper blades. So my truck I just traded in, I had it 3 years, never had to put wiper blades on it. So that was fun. Not that it needed them, it didn't even need them. I kept it in good enough condition that I never had to replace the wiper blades. They never streaked. And usually when your wiper blades start streaking, if you clean the actual rubber part, you get them to stop streaking. So you don't always have to buy new ones. I'm pretty sure I saw a comment that somebody said I should have bought one. Yeah, Matt. Should have bought one for Haley too. Haley needed a new car like 6 years ago. I don't know what she's doing. She needs to quit buying fish. She needs to buy a car. Oh, there we go. He gone. I think I'm back. So that was... Let me know if I am back. It looks really crappy. Oh, there we go. I don't know why auto does the quality, because it always makes it look super crappy. Welcome back. Yeah, so that was weird. So I was reading the chat, and all of a sudden, the little hourglass started spinning on my computer. I'm like, oh, my computer's being stupid. And I look at here, and then my camera was gone. I can only see the chat. I'm like, uh-oh, what's that mean? And I was like, no one's calling me. What's happening? And then it was like, disconnected from YouTube. I'm checking, like, I got internet. Like, I can see you guys chatting. I don't know. YouTube's trying to get me. And Havana's here. Did you knock me off YouTube? Her tail's wagging. Maybe Havana did it. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Havana ate a stinging nettle earlier. I dropped a leaf, she was like, and ate it. I'm like, alright, she's a shrimp. You're a big shrimp. Alright, so, I think we're coming up to the... I can't even read the text, it's so small. We're coming up to the hour mark, so I would go longer, but I feel like I've talked about everything. Talked about the new truck. Even the new truck was in my notes. I feel like the notes helped me tonight. Let me know what you think, if it was a little bit more organized and less scrolling, hopefully. Steven, you're going to 11 tonight. No way. I'm drinking leaded coffee and I'll still be passed out in probably by 10:30. Dalmatian shrimp. It's the other one. It's the red nose shrimp. Red nose and gray hair now. I guess the last thing on my note was... Or no, I got two other things to talk about. Aquashella. I got approved for time off. And let me open the calendar. So Aquashella, I believe, is the 14th and 15th. And this is Aquashella, Chicago. Chicago. 14th and 15th of August. I requested off, I think the 12th through the 17th off, or 18th. Basically took 5 days off. I try to do like a week off at a time. So my plans are, so the show is the Saturday and Sunday, 14th, 15th. I plan on going at least Friday morning, if not Thursday night. I don't know if I'll go Thursday night. I kind of want to go like Thursday night, and that way, like Friday, you can wake up, go to breakfast, and then kind of chill and watch people come in that are going to be there for the weekend. So I may end up going Thursday night, and then I'm going to come back on Monday. I know last time I went to the Aquashella Chicago, which would have been 2019, I left Sunday to drive home, and I left like in the middle of the day because it's a 6-ish hour drive. So I didn't even stay till the end of the event just because I wanted to get out on the road and get going. So to not do that this year, I'm going to stay until Monday. So yeah, and I got approved. So the only thing I need to do now is get my ticket, and I'm going to get that settled out here in a week or two. And hopefully, if you guys are in the Chicagoland area, I'll get to see you there. And if you're not, I'll try to do some videos. I really didn't do many. I did try to do a couple live streams last year, but the internet at Aquashella was like non-existent, so the live streams didn't work. I think there's fireworks going off. So yeah, I'll try. I'll definitely have video. Anyways, so the last thing on my list was 4th of July cookout. So tomorrow, I got this big family day. We do this every year. I go to my aunt's house, which is on the other side of town. She does this big like cookout, hangout, and then her backyard is up like next to this city park, and that's where they set off the fireworks for that city. So we just go to her house, cook out, have a good time, and we just walk, 100 yards, and not even 100 yards. We walk 30 yards and watch the fireworks from her house. So that's tomorrow. And with that being said, I want to wish everybody a happy 4th, and be mindful. I know a lot of people love doing fireworks, and one thing I never really thought about, like I know there's there's veterans and stuff that might have PTSD, but the other thing I never really thought about until I had my dogs don't like fireworks, so don't go super nuts with the fireworks. If I got to come out at 4 a.m. to tell you to stop shooting off fireworks, it's going to be a problem. But yeah, so I just want to wish everybody a happy and safe 4th of July. And remember what the 4th of July is for. Making America great and our independence. And Havana, come here. Get in the live stream. Come here. Her head's like sitting on my knee. She won't jump up. Anyways, guys, try to keep all your digits. Yes. So, anyways, if I missed any questions, I'm sorry. But shoot me an email, sales@614fish.com if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys next week. And hopefully the metalheads don't blow off any of their fingers. But I'll see you guys. I'm in the wrong thing. I'm like, where's the end button? It's over here. I'll see you guys. Thank you so much. Blue shrimp, Steven. Blue shrimp. Blue shrimp. We will get some blue shrimp going. All right, I'll see you guys.